exit social facilitation behavior, or you're going to do a social loafing behavior. It goes back to your evaluation, your perceived evaluation. Now, do you think if you think you will be evaluated and more, that's when you would facilitate more in your behavior. And when you think you'll be less judged by other people, that's when you would decrease your evaluation, meaning your effort. Yeah. Now, recently there's one news even today happened in Cheras Kajang highway, whereby a student is burned to death. It's a very sad thing, okay, because it's near where I stay, it's near my place, and it's very strange. I mean, along the way when I'm driving, I feel very blessed because all this year I've been driving, but I have never experienced huge or serious accident happen to me. Now, along the way when I was driving the same road, I'm thinking to myself, this girl, she's driving the same road, okay? She has something to do. I mean, she had something to do waiting for her. Her room is prepared nicely, the same way as other days. Okay, the room is waiting for her. Her friends might be waiting for her. But who knows that is the end of her life? Okay, who knew that? I don't know how I would think, but that's what the reality is, that she didn't make it through past that morning, and that's it. Her life ends there. Okay, if her life didn't end there, she will have many things waiting for her to do. So firstly, just be careful when you are on the road. Yeah, and also the context of the news is that she's not at fault at all. It was the videos which first sped too fast and somehow hit the car, the Myvi that the girl was driving. So the story goes like this. This student was driving home from back to Taman Pertama in Cheras at about 3:30 in the morning, and somehow got hit by a Toyota Vios and also a lorry, and she got stuck in the chair. She couldn't come out, and what happens is that the engine got sparked and there were sparkles and then start burning. And one of the first observer quickly just went to the nearest, I would like to say here is the BHP patrol, okay, went to the BHP patrol station, and he tried to get the fire extinguisher. That's his first instinct, and which is a correct instinct, okay, because he can't be calling 999 and just stand there, okay. His first instinct was right. He went to the petrol station and he tried to get the fire extinguisher. What happened is that the staff in the petrol station didn't do anything. They just say, no, I'm not going to lend you our fire extinguishers. They have 4, and they say that they perceive it to be like a robbery, okay, so they didn't want to lend it to him. Okay, they keep arguing about, okay, I will give you my IC and just make sure I'll pay you back or something like this. Okay, what went wrong is that when you are meeting with such critical moments, okay, now look carefully at the dynamics of the situation. Okay, the guys submit to authority because obviously who owns or who's controlling the petrol station is the staff. Now, even though the staff might be earning a very small buck, the position might just be a cashier. But still, in the end, this guy, he's obeying the authority of the staff, okay? By just trying to reason with him. Now, is it a right way to reason at that time? Let me pass you my IC, okay? Sometimes we act in a way that we don't even realize what we would act, okay? These are not instances that it always happens in our life, okay? It takes certain incidences to realize what kind of behavior we would act, okay? Now, we wouldn't even know. It's the situation that would form our behavior. Now, Of course, a negotiation at that time, it proved to be costly. Okay, what happens is that when he came back, the girl is burning. She was burned to death. Okay. Now I can't imagine myself burned to death. Okay, but that's what happened. She was screaming. Okay. Now another problem is that the staff didn't witness the fire. That's why the staff is not moved to pass on the fire extinguisher. I mean, if that happens in front of the petrol station, I'm sure they would have done that, okay? But what happens when they try to get the PR for this petrol station? And the PR stated that it is quite dangerous. I mean, there is a lot of robbery happening at this time, okay? But then this again is an excuse, because when people want to rob you, people don't want your fire extinguisher, okay? People want the money. So they have to consider that too, I mean, in giving a fair explanation to the girl, okay? Now, so we look in terms of group. Now, we have, now, why do people not wanting to help, okay? Or why do people act like nothing happened? Or why do people look at just other people? Or some people even just look for the fun of it. I've seen people, very funny, I've seen them watching an accident, and what they do is that you can see obviously just a few feet away, and they broke their legs, and they're bleeding, they're facing serious injuries. And do you know what the side people surrounding them, I call it them crowd, do you know what the crowds are doing? They would take their handphones and start taking pictures. While smiling, as if they are having fun. I mean, is it fun when people are just having pain after an accident, being hit by a car, and just you need to call the ambulance? And most of the people, they take out their camera phone and they start to take pictures of the broken legs. And I think they are really proud of it, because they want to post to their blog and they want to post it to their friends. I mean, they're smiling while taking pictures. They're smiling and laughing with their friends. They're not even contributing to the health of the person. I mean, so why are they there in the first place? Yeah, just to watch something they don't often watch. Yeah. Now, behaviors in crowd. Now we look in terms of behaviors in crowd. Now, when someone are in crowd, your behavior change. Okay. Your behavior change, we call this the bystander effect, okay? Now, the bystander effect, meaning the presence of others would inhibit our actions. Meaning, when people are around us, we are less likely to behave, we are less likely to act, okay? The most famous one people are angry about is the act of snatch thief. When you have snatch thief and you say, you can shout, tolong, tolong, or help, what people do is that they would continue drinking their coffee in the mamak store, and they just look, what's wrong, okay? And people are less likely to help. Right now, we do have some situations whereby they would have some pondok police around places which there are a lot of snatch thieves. Now, I'm asking you, police, to some extent, they're human too, okay? Now, if there are snatch thieves happening, do you think they would lend help, or do you think they would chase after the thief? Okay, what I've observed is that not really. The functions of the pondok police, it's more of just trying to suppress the snatch cases. I mean, just to reduce the number of snatching, okay? I mean, it's still police being police. Now they might act, but to some extent, we ourselves, I mean, when we are part of the crowd, we do suffer from the bystander effect, okay? Bystander effect makes the victims very sad and very angry. I mean, if you have been snatched before, the first question you would always ask yourself, why does no one help me? Okay, why does no one help me? We always ask ourselves this question. We get angry. Why do they just sit down? Why no one helps me? That's why we call this society a very selfish society. Yeah. Next one, informational influence theory. Informational influence theory meaning that we use the reactions of others to judge the seriousness of the situation.